Okay, good afternoon. Friday afternoon, right before Memorial Day weekend. I'm at home. This is near the George Washington University campus where is a refreshment stand where you can sell books. I don't know if I could sell mine. It's probably just textbooks. And this is a yard, not the yard where the protests were, but in the next block, which is you see that used to be the student union building, now it's the psychology department, and there was an old firehouse. Actually, was the student union building, I think. Also, trying to remember, and then the psychology department when I was there, a student there from 1962 to 1966, and then the law school, and the law school is important. That's maybe a new building over on 20th Street, I think, a little farther or downtown. Um, and here's me, and yeah, with one of my books, and I'll just put up the usual reminder too. And what I want to talk about today is problem with Section 230. There's a bill in Congress to make it subset in the end of 2025. And what happened is I visited the campus of George Washington University, and uh, actually not in the right directory. Forgot to set up the other directory. I'll explain.
This is the George Washington University Yard, H Street, after it was cleared out recently in the wee hours of the morning by police. And it's quiet. The public is not allowed to walk into there. Only students are, I think. Over there is
Maybe
over there's Corcoran, which is the science, the chemistry,
Maybe
and that's the
they
library
cleared it out.
building again where we had chess. I wanted to mention an important news item. There in Congress has been introduced a bill to sunset Section 230 of the Telecommunications Act of 1996, also often called the Communications Decency Act. On December 31st, 2025. That would be about 19 months from now. And what would happen, it would mean that social media companies would not be able to monitor without downstream liability. It's not clear how web hosts would be affected, in my opinion. Could they be common carriers? And those are a couple of the items. It could be that you would wind up with a world where people could only set up websites or a presence in while I'm making this video. But I'm not sure what it could be that people would only be able to set up websites if they had a legitimate business purpose and it was going to pay for itself. So that's an idea that I've talked about before. So, even someone like me might not be able to operate the way I have, even in the reduced format that I have now. But I just wanted to pass on that news. I'll give you the links in the description on Electronic Frontier Foundation and Reason and some analysis.
let me go back to, and unfortunately, go back to this and just play
Here's just another view
another
of the
one.
yard at George Washington University after they cleaned out the demonstrators recently in the middle of the night.
This is with the cheaper camera, and it has some smudges on it, but I thought I would share this too.
Mhm.
30 seconds. And so, those are the major things that whether or not removing Section 230 would interfere with moderation by social media platforms, or whether it could affect all all hosts and make them all liable, or whether hosts could somehow become a common carrier or something. That's not clear yet. Um, there are a couple of articles on Reason and on Electronic Frontier Foundation. I'll give you the links to those. Reason talks about a proposal by FIRE, a counter proposal. And so I'll give you the links to these. I'll just mention something else too. There's a story in Medium today about how zero tolerance practices work as for conduct in public schools, where if a student is bullied, particularly a good student, say, or maybe a student that stands out as being different is bullied, the student and doesn't even fight back, both the student and who's bullied and the student who attacked are considered guilty and are disciplined and get it on their record. The student who was bullied is considered to have provoked some of the incident by being different and by not being empathetic or something. Sounds like a very extremely woke idea. Seems like almost a very communist idea. That was a story on the Medium today. But I'll pass these links along in the description. And just I also would add that to on the Free Speech Act with websites, there's still the issue of requiring websites to have adult sign on. I talked about it in a previous video. That may come up next year also. So again, I want to thank you for listening today to what I have today. Soon I'll be talking more about the movie ideas and the recent issues, the recent aggressive um, fun, campaigns with my books, even though they're old books. I'll be talking about that soon. But again, thank you for listening today.